You're listening to the Services Brief, part of Main Street Media. I'm Taylor. It's Friday, June 5, 2026. Today's Business Spotlight, plus the three numbers that mattered this week. This week's Spotlight is on Puget Collision Group, a Pacific Northwest-based collision repair operator backed by Eagle Merchant Partners, and a deal it closed on May 14 that says a lot about where independent shop owners are headed, whether they like it or not. Puget acquired 6 Fix Auto USA locations from Richard Fish, a longtime franchisee who'd been with the Fix Auto network since it launched in the United States in 2011. The shops, Oceanside, San Clemente, Tustin, Long Beach, Signal Hill, and Carlsbad Village, sit across San Diego and Orange County, California. The acquisition pushes Puget to 72 stores and plants it firmly in 2 of the densest, most attractive collision markets in the country. Here's the model worth understanding. A multi-shop operator like Puget doesn't grow by opening greenfield body shops one at a time. It grows by buying clusters of established shops in markets it wants to own, then spreading fixed costs, paint contracts, parts buying, estimating systems, insurer relationships across all of them. Collision repair runs heavily on direct repair agreements with insurance carriers, and carriers prefer to send volume to operators who can deliver consistent cycle times across a whole metro. Density is the product. 6 shops in adjacent counties are worth more together than 6 shops scattered across 6 states because the insurer relationship and the buying power compound. Now look at the seller side, because that's the part every owner should sit with. Richard Fish wasn't a distressed operator dumping a failing business. He was Fix Auto's Franchisee of the Year in 2022 and won a Top Shop Award in 2025. A respected, award-winning independent at the top of his game. And he chose to sell to a consolidator rather than keep building solo. That's the signal. The buyers in collision repair right now aren't only hunting for turnarounds. They want the best-run independent shops in the best markets, and they're willing to pay for them. What changed this quarter is that the consolidation pressure stopped being a coastal big city story and started reaching well-run single-owner shops in good suburban markets. If you run an auto repair or collision business with employees, the strategic decision other owners should be watching is the one Fish made. He picked his moment and his buyer while his shops were thriving and the demand backdrop was strong, rather than waiting until a forced sale gave him no leverage. The decision worth borrowing isn't sell. It's knowing with real numbers what your shop is worth to a regional operator buying for density and deciding on your terms whether and when that conversation is one you want to have. The owners who get blindsided are the ones who never found out their number until a competitor down the road sold first and a better capitalized rival moved into their market. Now, 3 numbers from this week: 72. That's Puget Collision Group's store count after folding in the 6 Fix Auto locations, according to Collision Week on May 15th. The takeaway for shop owners: regional consolidators are buying clusters, not one-offs. If you operate in a dense metro, a buyer very likely already wants your block, not just your building. $996.7 million. That's Boyd Group's first quarter 2026 sales, up 28.1% year over year, after the company added 269 locations, including its acquisition of Joe Hudson's Collision Center, as reported by Collision Repair Mag this month. Why a service owner should care. The biggest players are scaling their leverage with insurers fast, which means an independent shop's edge has to be a service experienced carriers and customers can't get from a chain. $211.1 billion. That's the projected size of the U.S. automotive service market in 2026. Up from roughly $199 billion in 2025 per Mordor Intelligence figures cited in a May 28th release. Why it matters. People are keeping older cars longer, so the demand floor under repair and maintenance keeps rising. And that rising floor is exactly why outside capital keeps rolling up shops. That's it for Friday. Find all of Main Street Media's shows wherever you listen. Subscribe, leave a review, and I'll see you Monday for the Cross Industry Briefing.